He claims the MLBPA players don't want to facilitate change, meaning he's like, guys, players, your PA, they don't care about you. They don't care about you at all. All they want is to what? What do they want? Who takes that job for fun? What are we talking about here? Okay, so first of all, okay, silly. But basically he says explicitly that he wants to talk directly with players because he thinks leaders don't want change or their best interests in mind, like paying them more. Tony Clark, the PA, head of the PA, says that's stupid. You're trying to drive a wedge between players. Of course, he's trying to drive a wedge between the guys making the most money and the guys making not as much money. Classic union busting behavior, okay? And he is de facto saying, you make more money with the salary cap. More people make more money with the salary cap. Sounds great. It's not true, but sounds great. So in order for that to be true, meaning if you're saying, hey guys, you would have made more money had you just taken the last deal, you were saying, Rob, as the person who's like, hey guys, you should make more money. In order for you to say that, the owners would have to want to pay players more. You guys are in charge of this stuff. Like, you're the ones who do the paying. How is it the PA's fault that you are constantly fighting them? like it's like the villain blaming hey, that guy's not helping you, even though that person, the guy you're looking at, is the one doing all the harm, right? That literally does not make sense. You could decide not to do what you're doing the whole time. You could pay players more. You could figure out a way to get the guys at the bottom paid more, but you don't, because that's not what you want. So don't act like you're out here with players' best interest in mind, because you're not, okay? So he says that the top 10% of the league makes 72% of the money, okay? That's his next claim. Top 10% of the players make 72% of the money. This is true and sounds really bad for the majority of the league. I agree that that type of inequality is too big, but to say the PA isn't actively working to remedy the situation is just a lie. Here's the last CBA for you. Last CBA, what were the things we fought about? Pre-arbitration bonus pool. Guys with 0 to 3 years of service time getting extra money based on how well they play. The players, what did we say? Can we get $250 million so we could pay those guys more? The league countered with 25, 10%. And what number did we end up on? This is what caused the lockout for so long. This is why we went into spring training. We ended at 50, guys. So tell me again, Rob, which side wants to pay guys, younger guys, sooner? Us or you? Save it. It's the silliest thing I've ever heard. So, that, based on your actions, that's not what happened. Also, the players fought to raise the minimum wage up $130,000, and they got it. So they raised the minimum wage, and they fought for pre-arb pool, and you guys fought against both things. So which one wants to give players more money? Which one doesn't? That's what I thought. There's another comment from him, and this is, I believe, the fifth point he makes. The PA is losing players money, okay? Quote, my first deal where I was chief negotiator in 2002, we were spending 63% of revenue on players. Manfred said, today we spend 47% on players. And I said, quote, yeah, you are the one actively changing that number. That isn't the PA, that's you. You did it. So this comment's really funny for a lot of reasons, and I need to bust out the whiteboard for it, because boy, oh boy, okay? So here is the whiteboard. Let's make this bad boy big, because it's time to get the demo out, all right? Here's the deal. This is so fun. Okay, so here's the claims he's made. We're gonna try to make this make sense, all right? So this is in 1994, He said we should have taken the 50. Oh, this is hard. The 50-50 split, right? So this is what he's like. You should have taken this and you should have taken the salary cap. Salary C, okay? So this was the deal proposed then, all right? He says that if this would have been taken, you would have had plus $2 billion. I didn't put the 2 in there. Let's put it $2 billion. Okay, so he said, had we taken this deal, we would have gotten $2 billion more. Then he says, 8 years later, in 2002, the players were making 63% of revenue. Interesting, Robert. Had they taken this deal, they would have only made 50% for those 8 years. So what this tells me is the players made the right decision. What? You literally proved yourself wrong. Like immediately. This is proof that that isn't true. So, what are we doing? Then he said, and now, in 2025, they're making 47%. He says this to illustrate the point that the PA, because that has dropped 16%, the PA is letting the players down. Now, there's a tiny piece of truth there, but you got to remember, the person saying it is the reason that the number one reason that has dropped 16% is because of Rob Manfred. So even though he's like, hey guys, it's gone down, the PA isn't as strong as it used to be. Yeah, no shit. Because of you. So you're not the person to tell us this. That doesn't make me want to listen to you anymore. Because you lied about this stuff, and then you said that thing. So this whole thing is like, what point are you trying to make? You are not the good guy. You, at no point are you the good guy. You're not the good guy. And so part of his strategy is to reach the players and make them feel and trust him. Why would you be trusted when you have actively lowered the revenue? You've proven that you are actively trying to ruin revenue for players for the last 23 years. So why would anyone trust you to have their best interest in mind?
Building a hair growth routine is easy, only if you go with Nutrafol. Why is that, Todd Father?
Nutrafol, you think about hair. For me, sometimes the hair gets thinning. This thing will thicken your hair up as much as you need. You think about going to weddings or going to the beach or just hanging out with friends and you want to take photos. You want your hair to look good, and this is the best possibility for it.
Yeah, and thinning hair is different for men and women, so a one-size-fits-all approach to hair growth, that's not it, okay? They have multiple formulas for men and for women that are tailored to fit different stages of life, okay? So go check out Nutrafol. Building a hair growth routine can be easy, and you order online. There's no prescription needed as well. Free shipping, automated deliveries, and for a limited time, Nutrafol is offering the FT fam $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code FOUL, F-O-U-L. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code FOUL.
He will do a lockout, and that is something he's been very clear about before, okay? So, remember last time we had this, it was immediate. Lockouts are when the team locks the players out. Strikes are where the players walk out, right? So this was not initiated by players, it was initiated by the teams or the league. The league only does that to maximize pressure immediately. It's a leverage tactic. It is a coming out hot tactic. And that's the only way this guy operates, right? He never operates in good faith. He is a lawyer. There is no such thing as good faith. Like where, hey, we can come up with a deal that is mutually beneficial. No, he wants to win, and he wants more stuff at the end. And for me, as a human being, it's just gross. It's just gross. To like want to do that for your job is just gross to me. It just, I don't, but again, teach their own. I just hate it, okay? But let me just explain how not in good faith this man and everyone around him, including the next guy who's going to take over for him, is going to be the exact same way, so don't think it's going to change in 2028, okay? Here's a prime example of something that happened in the last lockout that shows how empty the things that they say and do are, okay? There's something called the Joint Rule Committee, okay? It is a group of people that are supposed to vote on rules before they go in. There's been 6 rules. This came out last time, 2 years ago. So in that time, there's been 6 rules voted on. That committee is made up of 4 players, 1 umpire, and 6 people from the commissioner's office or owners. So if you're doing the math, that is an automatic majority to the league. So you can say, I wonder if the players are ever going to be able to say no to something and win. I wonder. The answer is no. There's been 6 votes. Every single one of them has been either 7-4, with the players like, we don't like this, and the league said, we don't care, which legitimately has happened, where they've just been, guys, stop being so difficult. That's real. That's a real thing. So it's either been 7-4 or 11-0. So if the players go, hey, we don't want this thing, we're going to fight it, doesn't matter, it's going through anyways. So what's the point of the committee? Good question. There isn't one. It's this facade of we're taking input from the players. We're taking input from the players, but they don't have to. There's nothing to force them to do it. Like, they don't actually have to listen. They can act like they are, which is what they do, but they don't actually have to do it. So that joint committee that's supposed to be bipartisan, or both groups, is represented mostly by one side that always gets what they want. So what's the point of having it? Again, silly. Silly. And that's everything he just said is exactly the same as that. It's fake. So it's very important to notice this last thing. I'm going to leave you with this before we head out of here. Last quote from him. He wrapped up the investor call with this. We had sort of a purposefully mysterious process that we refer to as the Committee on Economic Reform. And purposely mysterious in this sense is that not everyone needs to know exactly what we're doing all the time, despite what the press wants, despite press interest. Yes, Bobby, you saying we don't have to tell you really makes us trust you. Keep it up. You're good at this. So in conclusion, gaslighting, expect it. As we get through this thing, fans and people at home, he's going to come for you too. He's going to say, look how rich these guys are. They're too rich. He's going to say stuff like, he's going to insinuate all that stuff. But always pay attention to what he doesn't say. What is the opposite of it's a push and pull. So what is the opposite of what he says? Notice if there's any time he says anything, if there's anything included that keeps him and the owners accountable, there never will be. There's never anything included in a proposal that is any sort of restriction on them. And that tells you all you need to know. So if you're excited for 2006, you're not as excited as I am.
Hey everybody, be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.